Hello everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa. So, last time we ended up beginning the trial, and that we were heading and that we okay. Let me try to say this better. We ended up beginning the trial. Hiro ended up thinking that Kyoko was a ghost, that she was dead, but then we had to prove that Hiro is just not the smartest person in the world. And basically, we then got in and figured out that Mukuro Ikusaba was the victim of the murder, and then we just told Tiny Hands to shove it up her dirty mouth, and yeah, now we're here in the case, and let's continue.
The reason only the top half was wet was because
Flashback.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which could mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it! I am in love! Jesus Christ. Kyoko murdered someone, that's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Okay.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Or you could just tell Makoto to start doing your job if you die.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
Leon!
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
That much, it's obvious he's gonna figure out the fucking mastermind.
And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain thing that was used over to cover the body. Could it have been... the tarp? That's probably what she's talking about. Though, where was the tarp to be seen?
I got it! You're
Aside
talking
from the
about
tool
top,
shed,
aren't you?
as much as it was dirty, how was it seen?
You catch on quick.
Shut up!
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Shut up! I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said!
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I don't know if this is a truth bullet or not.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got...
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless.
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
It got right there from the garden, which must mean... This is interesting, but you have to take consideration to why the chicken coop was gone missing.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Ah!
But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, Was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
Not really.
I think so.
God damn it!
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Until we say more shit. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body has been heard.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Tiny Hands keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up to now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. That's why I have plot armor.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no
Hold
question.
on. There was also
That
another
knife of
thing.
yours and killed her with it.
There was another
Horrible
thing.
man you are, Makoto.
There is another thing. Hold on. We've already established the coat was put on after the tarp was removed, which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It
Hold
really is,
on.
isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
No, that's wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
Read the fucking file.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
shit.
fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point,
That explains why the sleeves are not in.
obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice. No, there's no way that's possible. Exact condition was written down for everyone to see. That's the Monokuma file. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife. Yeah.
I got it!
I got it!
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
God damn it!
And the knife,
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
oh hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
She just asked you to tell her, not me, bitch. There's the fragments near the dead body. Yeah. I fucked up.
Shoot!
I didn't fucking mean to click that. Oh my god. I accidentally hit my fucking hand on the thing. It was the fragments. God.
I got it!
Ah!
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course,
God damn it.
we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
Gotcha!
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Yeah. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
It's not because of the knife.
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file,
Yeah.
that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than
Yeah.
that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Keep that in mind because, fortunately, that's
Then
not the
shall we
one you
continue the
hit.
debate?
It's,
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
it's like,
No, that's
they want you
wrong.
to hit that one, but yeah, there's something with that.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
I think we're getting off topic.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
God damn it!
Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Real murder weapon. This is bun titanium air. Yes.
I got it!
Back to
Mukuro
full
was
hearts.
hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Oh, we're done it. Because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. The bloody duct tape, I would think.
The titanium arrow.
Yeah?
It was in the Dojo Locker, right?
Yeah.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too...
No, it's wrong!
No, it's wrong!
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Which I wish we had been the start of chapter 4.
Man, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the Dojo Locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence. Evidence Kyoko went to the dojo. Must be connected to the Dojo Locker. The wood block key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the Dojo Locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
She's just another Sayaka.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
Oh shit.
What?
She was protecting me? Oh my god. Does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Hey Byakuya, what did you take from her? What? Byakuya should know it better than anyone? What does that mean? What does it all mean? No, definitely not. Or maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the Dojo Locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean... Yeah, the room key...
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the you.
I was a
should
little
understand.
confused too.
Master would never.
There's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the Dojo Locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But
Could I really have done that?
those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the killer.
I had
You
to
should
leave, so I got on
understand.
that.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong.
I have to remember what to get next, but you know, like, I didn't know what to hit.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
Gotcha.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. I'm going to make a save here. Because in this next set, we're gonna be hitting something. And I'll make a part of this too. So, let's get ready. No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. By the way, flashback. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap! The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm not the only one. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do? I have to decide right here and now whether to not to expose Kyoko's lie. So yeah, you have an option. I don't know what Runaway does, and I'm not gonna check it out, but you have two choices to pick between. And now because I am saving this for the bonus episode. Because if you know what happens right here, you'll know what happens. But basically, because main character and plot and shit and canon fucking whatever. Actually, I don't even know what's canon. I just know stuff. But yeah. Basically, for now, we are going to let it go. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned. That I only picked up just 20 minutes later.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Do you think I'm hiding something?
I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro,
Oh, shit.
who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why. This has to be.
Okay, time's up.
What?
Huh?
Time's up. Class trials all over. Everyone can stop talking now.
That never happened. I thought we could go as long as we could.
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late. So we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
Voting time?
Oh shit. That one time I made a remarkable failure. Because I accidentally hit the desk, and then, like, because of that, my middle finger went towards and pressed up on the scroll wheel, and then my ring finger ended up clicking on the right, and shows the fucking hand when I was clearly on the fucking fragments. Well, no, everyone's not gonna let me live that down.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Why is it showing Makoto like an angry face? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. No, that's wrong. Just hits with like another truth bullet. It's like a secret truth bullet that I've hidden. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, they didn't. Two, if they wanted to, he could have revealed, like, Kyoko could have, like, been his witness to his case that she was there when the masked man was about to kill Makoto. She could have taken that time to show in that there was a witness to Makoto's alibi. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. And you know, you could like make a lie that Makoto's door was open. Well, no, I guess you couldn't, cause the door was shut. Ah, done. Cause then like the key would have fucking, and because Byaka had the key, then there'd be no way to see what they had. So, generally speaking, there could have been something to protect Makoto's case here, but of course they kept it quiet. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills,
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. But wait, why do I? Oh shit. Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh shit. Oh shit. I am meant to be. Yeah. Alter Ego was playing in the music. It's clear you could tell who that was. Huh? Huh? Remember what I said about plot armor? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planned it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe this.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
You don't touch the main character. What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an inch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage stream pit in a way that's an even better special punishment. Honestly, if you were to die in a way that like isn't like having to starve yourself to death, there may be some sense in it. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on? What do you mean plot armor?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school's towers all over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students. So I want to come to say something. When kind of like running through this first like run, when I had no clue what was gonna happen in the end, aside from being spoiled what who character was. Through originally speaking, because this was the main character, at some point I thought through that he was going to be, that Makoto Naegi was going to be, was going to find out he was the ultimate ace attorney or something like that. Because he was able to pin down everything that was like in his brain scattered. Because like you have characters like Pekka and Kyoko helping out on stuff that you know he normally wouldn't do. But like then in the class trial, he would pin everything together and make the most styled and solve the case for himself. So like originally I was like, he must be like the ultimate ace attorney, right? And that's what I thought. I will leave everything else cold like that. Was me. Yeah? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. What if the game is just like a loop where like each time like you would like if you pick like the wrong choice supposedly from like either pursuing Kyoko's lie, letting it go, or something like that, it would just reset the entire game. We had to play it from that point, and all your save files would just be destroyed. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? There wasn't any classroom I've ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Yeah! Aw, shit. Finally! I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell, because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. Remember the garbage pit? Remember the garbage, like the incinerator in, like, when we first saw in the first investigation? I think I want to take that into account for what we're in. Heck of a situation to find myself in, but that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen! Not after what my good friend went through to save me! I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter ego. Oh, alter ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend! And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First step was to start looking for a way out of here. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive! As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up! After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was sleep. I go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to pass. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sky to come falling out of the sky. Next time on Danganronpa, where, well, we continue to see what happens in the next, since I know what's happening in the next area, because I'm going to be probably doing some other things later. This session's going to be a bit shorter than the other sessions I would usually do, because, like, I would usually have, like, 2 to 3 hours of a session. This was, like, an hour and a half, or, like, no, 2 to 4 hours of a session. And I will reveal something about a certain point in this game, during the time being. But yeah, thank you so much for coming by. It was a very fun one here. We'll see what happens in the next upcoming for us. But for now, thank you so much for coming by, and peace, peeps.